First thing you're going to do, you're going to take your base and you're going to set it down where you want to place your kiln. You want to make sure that you're setting it down on an even surface. If it is uneven, your kiln will be uneven. So just make sure that you move it around to somewhere where it is stable. When you're placing your base, make sure that it is even. I do this by putting my hands on the sides and trying to touch both parts of the square so that they feel even, so that your kiln is nicely supported. For the first ring, go ahead and grab it by the bottom of the box and the side of the kiln. Make sure to adjust it so it is even. There are fasteners at the back of the band of the kiln. You just line those up and you should be good to go. Make sure it is as even as possible around before you set on the next ring. When you are installing the next ring, you want to take extra care to make sure that the top box goes into the bottom box. Then adjust the kiln to make sure that it is sitting evenly. And it looks good. Now, to put the lid on, I like to grab it by the handle and by the back. Make sure that you're putting it on evenly. We will make sure that the outside of the hinge is on the outside of the bottom lip of the hinge. And we will line up the holes so that we can get our hinge rod through there. So that's nice. That's nice. Now I need to move it a tiny little bit. Oop, too much. Just gentle, slow movements. So the next stage is I'm going to put the hinge rod in here, removing one of the cotter pins, sliding it through, and if you lined it up appropriately, it should be very easy. Once you get to the other side, you're going to take the cotter pin and you're going to put it in the hole to secure it. I like using a needle nose plier for this to make sure that it is in there. These things can be wily and really easy to drop. Once they are in there, go ahead and use your needle nose pliers or your fingers and just make sure that that thing's not going to come out on you. The last step is to have your lid brace bar, making sure that the opening is facing the back of your kiln. You're going to slide that through the apparatus, put the bolt through the hole, and then attach the nut. And now your lid brace bar is attached. After that step, your kiln is physically built. Moving on to the next stage, we will wire the kiln up. So, all of these kilns contain instructions on how to wire up your kiln right here. But to walk you through it, there are 4 screws on either side of the bottom box. So we'll go ahead and remove those. And remove the box. Once the box is removed, there are 2 wires that are going to the kiln. All you need to do is pull the wires from the top box down, and it will have a green one, which is your ground, and 2 white wires, which are your hot leads. They will be connected by some electrical tape to prevent them from creating a circuit in case you plug it in before doing this step. You will remove the electrical tape. After you have removed the electrical tape, you should have 3 connections, the green ground and the 2 hot leads. What you will do is you will attach the green ground to the green tab, and you will attach the 2 hot leads to the open terminal. So long as you don't disconnect the wires that already go to the kiln, it does not matter which ones of the tabs that you put the wires on, so long as they are opposite the wires coming out of the kiln. Once that is completed, we are going to put the box back on. And replace the screws. And now your kiln is all wired up. The next step is to plug it into the wall and start programming a firing.